Hi everyone, my name is Santana and this is my second year on Octagon Elite Team. As a relatively new triathlete with my first triathlon just 2.5 years ago, I'm going to share my journey to the sport, including the challenges I faced and how I've overcome them to achieve my goals. Overall, my life passions are driven by four core elements. One, nature. Two, physical movement, exercise, activity. Three, learning and intellectual challenge. And four, making a positive impact in the world. These four tenets have synergistically inspired my hobbies, dreams, and achievements for as long as I can remember. Let's start with my innate draw to the outdoors. I was fortunate enough to grow up in spectacular Telluride, Colorado, where I cultivated a love for nature at a very young age. I opted outside at every chance I got, which facilitated my passion for outdoor sports. I started skiing and swimming as soon as I could walk, and these two remained my primary sports growing up and through high school. But I was also eager to try almost every other sport I could: soccer, karate, ice skating, ballet, gymnastics, volleyball, track and field, water polo, and even more. When I wasn't outside playing sports to challenge my body, I thrived challenging my mind at school and in extracurriculars. My love for sports in school and the ability to balance both only strengthened over time. I was on the varsity swim and ski teams in high school, captain for both teams, and also valedictorian my senior year. I attended Cornell University for college to study medicine and public health. While I exercised recreationally through college, my focus was really on academics. It wasn't until after I graduated college that I began to run and cycle, both purely as hobbies. Ironically, after being so active growing up, I always hated running. But I moved to Boston in 2019 to pursue my master's in public health at Harvard and absolutely fell in love with the city's running culture. It wasn't long before I was running almost every day. I had only been in Boston 6 months before COVID hit. My graduate school classes were moved fully remote, so I was fortunate enough to spend a few months at home in Hawaii during the height of the pandemic. Now, Hawaii had always been a special place for my family, but it wasn't until 2018 that we officially made the move to Maui as our new home base. We own a farm in upcountry Maui where we raise dairy goats, ducks, and chickens and grow an incredible variety of Hawaiian fruits, vegetable, herbs, and flowers. While home on Maui during the pandemic, my mom, an ex triathlete and avid cyclist, taught me how to road bike. Like running, cycling took my heart immediately. With the last piece of the triathlon puzzle now complete, I was eager to try the sport. However, just as my interest in triathlon peaked, I also started experiencing severe weakness, fatigue, and headaches. Some days these symptoms were debilitating, but I wouldn't let them stop me from pursuing my master's studies and doing the outdoor activities I loved so much. In fact, I distinctly remember running to the doctor's office on a sunny Friday morning in early November 2020 to discuss these symptoms with my primary care doc and get blood work done. That same day, I got a call in the middle of the night from the on call doctor advising me to go to the emergency room as soon as possible because my labs were so concerning.
I'm sorry to call you so late at night. One of your lab results is very abnormal.
They indicated possible leukemia with my red blood cell counts and iron at lethal levels. So I spent the day in the hospital getting the first of many iron infusions and every possible test done because the doctors were utterly flabbergasted how I was standing, let alone a functional graduate student and athlete with such low iron and hemoglobin levels. Eventually, specialists identified undiagnosed severe celiac disease as the root cause, which started a new lifelong challenge for me. My iron levels were so depleted after years of undiagnosed celiac that I needed iron infusions bi-monthly, even though these infusions last most anemic people well over a year.
Here we are back in for my second and hopefully last iron infusion for a while.
After following a challenging gluten contamination elimination protocol for a full year, which included only eating fresh fruits, vegetables, meat, and fish prepared in my home. I couldn't go out to eat. I couldn't eat any packaged foods for a year. This completely healed my gut from the damage celiac disease had done. I will still be on a strict gluten free diet for the rest of my life. But healing my intestinal lining through that protocol did mean that I could absorb nutrients again and now only need an iron infusion about twice a year. So once I had controlled my celiac disease and was healthy enough to start exercising again, it was just in time for the Boston Triathlon. I graduated with my master's in public health in May 2021 and began working at Boston Medical Center as a researcher specializing in healthcare delivery and the social determinants of health. I learned of the Boston Triathlon through work. The Boston Medical Center is the official race charity partner. This inspired me to register just a week before the event, even though I hadn't swam since high school and only road biked maybe a dozen times. I not only won my age group, but more importantly, triathlon won my heart. Then my second triathlon was in March 2022, the Olympic distance Lava Man Triathlon on Kona, Hawaii. Racing with zero structure training and still very little biking or swimming, it was really all about the passion and experience. I loved every moment of this gorgeous yet very challenging course and ended up placing second in my age group and 20th female overall out of almost 400. After Lava Man, I was more psyched on triathlon than ever, motivating me to sign up for age group nationals that August. I still wasn't following any type of training plan whatsoever, but my intention was really to see how I stacked up on the national level and then decide if I wanted to take the sport more seriously or keep it solely as a fun hobby. At nationals, I placed 18th in my age group in the sprint triathlon, securing a roll down spot for Triathlon World Championships on Team USA. This competitive finish without any structured training was even more surprising given the fact that I unknowingly had COVID during my race. I felt extremely sick immediately after and tested positive the next day. Luckily, though, I recovered quickly and was actually able to compete in my second Boston Triathlon just a week later, where I placed first in my age group and fifth overall female, improving my time by 7 minutes from the previous year. So, given my natural affinity to triathlon, I decided to ramp up my commitment to the sport by investing in a coach, proper gear, and nutrition counseling. I immediately loved structured training and found that it actually deepens my passion for the sport. At the end of that year, I was offered and humbly accepted my spot on Octagon Elite Team, even though I did feel major imposter syndrome as a complete triathlete newbie on this highly ranked world champion team. Going into my first race of the 2023 season, Lava Man Round 2, I had been dealing with numerous leg and back injuries, likely from overtraining.
My glute is still bothering me, so taking it super easy. Haven't run much over the past few weeks, but hoping it holds out for me for race day.
Despite these injuries, I still improved my previous Lava Man time by 13 minutes, placing second in my age group and seventh female overall. A month later, I was off to the 2023 Multi-Sport National Championship Festival. I actually almost pulled out of this race because of my leg injuries and reoccurring anemia, but decided to give it my best.
I'm going to go in there with a positive attitude, take the punches as they come, and hope for the best possible outcome.
In the sprint duathlon race, I ended up placing first in my age group, earning a national title and qualifying for the 2024 World Triathlon Multi-Sport Championships in Australia. Still, My season A races were yet to come. The USA Triathlon Nationals in August and my first Ironman 70.3 distance in Santa Cruz in September. I spent the summer training for these events and competing in fun local New England races where I consistently placed top 3 overall female and won the Massachusetts State Championship in June. With my leg injuries and anemia relatively under control at this point, I was really at peak fitness in July and ready to crush USA Triathlon Nationals and achieve my season goal of qualifying for the 2024 World Triathlon Championship Finals. Unfortunately, the universe had a different plan.
I, from the hospital, got hit by a car on my bike. Going in for imaging soon. Fingers crossed, shoulder is not broken. I broke my clavicle. Extremely bummed, but also very grateful that I'm walking away and that's the only injury that I have. Could have been a lot worse.
Throughout this healing process, I focused on the mantra that setbacks are opportunities for comebacks. To everyone's surprise, especially my orthopedic doctors, my collarbone healed in record time.
I am probably the happiest person alive right now. Just as I was daydreaming of running, I got the green light to jog outside again. First time on my feet in 4 weeks since the accident happened. My physical therapist said today she's never seen anyone with a clavicle fracture heal so quickly. So I just feel so blessed and getting stronger every day. Today is a big, very emotional day because it's my first time back on the roads since the crash 10 weeks ago. To my surprise, quickly got back in my groove.
In just over 3 months after being hit, I was back on the race course at a Team USA Challenge Cup. My body was certainly not back to peak fitness yet, but mentally I was all in. I dedicated this race to everyone that made my recovery possible. Additionally, I raced for those who have lost their lives and abilities to compete forever, including cyclist Marcus White, who was killed on the road the very hour I was hit in July. Turning adversity to achievement, I had a podium finish at this race, allowing me to achieve a major season goal of earning a spot on Team USA for the 2024 World Triathlon Championship Finals, which I plan to race at in Malaga, Spain this October. This experience instilled an even greater appreciation for the sport of triathlon and a reminder to live with passion for the gifts of breath and movement. Just a week after the Challenge Cup, I had another bike crash, this time a collision with a reckless rollerblader on the Esplanade. Falling on my left side, I broke my wrist and caused a stress fracture in my hip, preventing me from swimming or running for 10 weeks. On the plus side, this extra healing time allowed me to focus on applying for PhD programs in public health. In mid-January, I was able to start training again in preparation for my third Lava Man and upcoming 70.3 races in 2024. Despite some major race day challenges, I won my age group at Lava Man this year and placed 6th overall with a course PR. Though I was initially drawn to triathlon because it integrates my love for nature and physical activity, my passion for the sport has only deepened as I immersed in the rich community of athletes and advocates. Triathlon provides a platform to connect with others who share my values of resilience, movement, and health. Reflecting on my very tumultuous journey in triathlon so far, it's evident that this sport is more than just a physical challenge. It's a way to show myself and others that challenges don't define you or your potential. I've refused to let celiac disease, serious injury, and personal hardships prevent me from practicing the sport I love and chasing after my dreams. My appreciation for active and healthy living also greatly influences my life outside of triathlon, inspiring my career in public health. This fall, I'll be starting a PhD program in population health sciences at Harvard University, where my research expertise will focus on promoting health equity and preventing chronic disease through expanding access to physical activity and nutrition in low income and historically disadvantaged communities. Learning from my short yet eventful journey in triathlon so far, the advice I would give about trying multisport is the same advice I give about approaching life in general. Lead with passion and compassion and trust the process along the way. Life can change at any instant, so I encourage others to embrace each day using passion as a compass. Find your passions and nurture them. Wherever they take you, practice compassion, or what we call in Hawaii, aloha, to cultivate the immense individual and collective potential around you. Throughout your endeavors, trust that this passion and compassion will equip you with the tools to overcome challenges and cross finish lines. Remember, each hurdle in triathlon and life is just another opportunity to learn, grow, and rise again. Thank you, mahalo, and many alohas.